Cool.
Okay, just getting ready to go on Facebook. So just be a moment and we'll get started on
Good. Let's see what comes out this time.
Oh, we'll have some fun.
The stories always comes out differently. I don't do a set script thing.
No. That's what this is all about. So we're there.
Awesome.
Terri. Monday.
Not showing up yet. Oh, yeah.
Biz interviews. Oh, it's this couple of seconds gap. I hate seeing myself 10 seconds later.
There we go.
Other than your eyeball.
Oh, I've got something in my eye that's annoying me up here. So anyway, hopefully that'll settle down. We'll see.
That's okay. Hi, everybody. How we going? So we've just come off another interview. So excuse us laughing and giggling and carrying on like pork chops. That's okay. Let me move over here so you can see the rest of this.
Yeah. Hopefully I'm looking the right way now. I look like I was snapped the other way. I don't know.
Looking, no. Welcome, everybody. And of course, the amazing Terri Adams-Munn from 10,000 Dreams for Business. So we're now interviewing, interview number 2. We did one in another group, but this is more about the business side of business. So just very briefly tell people like who you are or who you were and who you are now in a business sense.
So the journey to this business in the shorter term, if you look at the other interview, I talked sort of more about where I came from in the longer term, but in the shorter term, probably about 6 or 8 years ago-ish, somewhere around there, I kind of got to this point in my life where I popped my head up and looked around and went, we've created a life here that I thought I wanted, and when I look at it now, it's not actually really everything that I want. And so I then started this process of actively searching for people I could work with, stuff that I could do, things I could learn about myself to work out what I really do want from my world. And now I've started to create that. And so that's where my business 10,000 Dreams came from, because in amongst my journey of working out what I wanted for me, what I discovered that I'm actually really good at and what I really love to do more than anything else is helping other people to work out what they want to do and how they want to live.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So I started 10,000 Dreams a little over, actually this week. It's my 2-year anniversary.
Yay, anniversary. So tell me this, what is the biggest factor for you that helped you to become successful in business?
Owning my shit.
Fair enough. Now, can you expand on that just a little bit?
Sure.
That's a technical term, of course.
Owning the fact that the things that I am good at, I am really good at, and the things that I am not good at, I'm really not good at. And so, first of all, becoming aware of those things. Second of all, admitting them publicly, because you've got to, even if it's only admitting to one person that you outsource it to, you've still got to admit that stuff. And yeah, that's the thing that I think has made the biggest difference to me. And it's a journey. There's still stuff that I'm working on, building my business further so that I can outsource more stuff, etc. But it's also that whole process of, in some levels, like self-discovery, increasing your self-awareness, so that you can unpack properly those things that you're good at and not good at, and working with your strengths. I know you'll see a lot of people who'll say, well, focus on your weaknesses and build them up to be your strengths. And I kind of look at, well, you need to fill in some of the gaps of your weaknesses, but it's okay to have some weaknesses, so long as you're aware of it and you find someone else or something else that can help fill that gap within your business structure.
Yeah. And would it really be fair to say they're not necessarily weaknesses, they're just something you haven't practiced enough yet?
Yeah, usually.
That's how I kind of think of it. It's like, that's so boring, I want to do this part, but we need to know enough about it, I guess, to do it. So did you get, when you know what you're good at and what you're not so good at, did you get any help to help you identify that?
I did, but most yes and no is what it comes down to. So before I started my business, I signed on to a training program that was all about unpacking the way that you think. And it was very, very useful. But when it was sold to me, I was under the impression that in this process that I would get access to all this content, which I have got and will have for the rest of my life. But I also was under the impression that I was getting all this help in terms of actual, conversations and support with the person who was delivering that content.
Yeah.
I was under the wrong impression there. I don't know where the miscommunication came in, but literally the support that I thought that I was getting in terms of the one-on-one stuff just wasn't available within the program.
So I love that you've brought this up, and because we all have a lot of shelf development.
Oh yeah.
And we've bought a lot of courses or whatever. So it's not that we don't have the information, because realistically, if you were to go on YouTube or anywhere, you can find the information on anything.
Yeah,
really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No question.
So there's no shortage of information, but the key is that support, to get that support to help you. Is that what you think might have escalated it for you?
It would have made the process so much more time efficient if I had had that support. And honestly, that's one of the things now that I kind of focus on with the people that I work with, is helping them to go through that journey more efficiently, and making sure that I also, within my network of people who I have either worked with directly or have gotten to know, that I have a very broad range of people that I can refer them on to, so that they can then either learn from those people and improve their own skill set, or outsource to those people so that they can get through that, help get their business to the next level more efficiently.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that you did bring that up, because I know for me and a lot of my clients, there's been a lot of that, but I know better. Why can I not do it? And sometimes it's that support to actually do it, and somebody else that's been on that pathway, if you like, to point it out for you.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did it feel? And I know there's a lot of growth still left, like us all, so I don't mean that to stint your growth, but how did it feel to get to this point, to get to where you've got now, that you've got clarity on your business, you're on the way, and you can see growth happening? How does that feel?
It's pretty amazing to look back, honestly, because I know life's thrown me some pretty big curveballs in this, particularly the last 6 months. It's like I've had some significant physical problems pop up well before COVID ever started affecting anybody. And to be able to look back and see the growth that I created in myself and my business prior to all of that stuff coming up. I was hospitalised in January, and it all sort of flowed on from there. But also to see how I've been able to cope going. It's this level of self-satisfaction and confidence, just looking back and owning what I've done, what I've been capable of doing, what I also haven't done yet. But assessing that and seeing it, but I tell you what, it's very interesting though. A lot of what I've been able to achieve and the knowledge and stuff that I've collected along the way, not until you get someone else asks you a question, you go, oh, I know that, boom, 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 and you go, oh shit, I didn't know that stuff.
Yeah, I think it's what we call an unconscious competence. It becomes so practiced in yourself, you don't even know you know it anymore. It's like driving a car, isn't it?
Exactly. And honestly, the work that I do with my clients, I've actually started at that point when I started my business, and I've had to unpack to then be able to consciously explain it to people. It's been a very interesting process.
So if you could start all over again in your business idea, whatever, what would you do differently?
I would have there's a lady locally who I would probably choose to work with in terms of being able to get my brand story, my some of my packages, all those other sorts of more concrete things, get those things set down so that I could have a better visual in my own head and explain things more effectively early. And the other thing I would do would be to invest in someone to help me get systems in place so that it was much, I feel like I could run faster. You know, like I'm at the point now where my systems at the moment are a little bit of a stumbling block, and so I'm working on changing that. But I kind of feel like because it's been a stumbling block, I'm kind of like jogging when I feel like I want to be sprinting, you know? And so I've got to...
And it's kind of, I guess, to look at that and say you would do that. Would you have been clear enough on your message then to have done that?
I don't know, honestly.
Yeah.
And because it's something I've never really considered, because with where I had come from, because I've bootstrapped this business, I didn't have the finances to invest into something like that. It all had to come from me. So, and I had to either do it or create it or whatever right from the very beginning. So, you know, or I could either do it as a low cost something. You know, I can't tell you how many businesses I worked with where they were just getting started, and it's like, and they would come to, like, I'd approach them about something and I'll say, oh, well, I'll do this for you at this price so long as you give me a testimonial, or, you know, those sorts of things. Which, like, I actually really love helping businesses, smaller, you know, new businesses in that way anyway.
So how have you gone to this point in marketing your business? How do you get the word out there? How do you get clients?
My biggest platform at the moment, honestly, is Facebook. I'm only just getting started into email marketing now. And even then, I'm not doing it effectively yet. I know I'm conscious of that. More than happy to own my shit.
Love it. And you know what? It's so important to, as you say, whether you own it or you don't own it, but to not beat yourself up about it and do one thing and do it really well. So how do you go about marketing on Facebook then, if that's what you're using right now? So
my main thing is promoting within my own Facebook group that I've got going. So if you go to my 10,000 Dreams page, you can find it from there, because the group honestly is not very big yet, and that's okay. I'm growing it slowly. It's called Leaders in Business. But my goal with Leaders in Business is that I want to help people on their leadership journey, because we're all leading ourselves as we're building our own businesses. So so that's a big part of it. And also too, I promote myself very much locally, because the other thing I rely on quite strongly is networking, so particularly face-to-face networking. So either going to networking events or running my own events to get my work, get who I am and what I do out there. Because a lot of people still don't actually really understand what I do and where I fit, and why it's like worth their time and money to actually work with me. So like I'm conscious of the fact that I'm actually still refining my message. But you know, and one of the many strategies that I'm probably not using as effectively as I could is literally to be offering value into other business groups. It's something that I was doing a lot of, and then when I got crooked back in January, it kind of derailed, and I haven't picked up enough yet. But that's something I want to get back to a lot more.
So what's the big dream with your business? What's the, 5 years from now kind of dream?
I would like my business to be able to, my goal is to help 10,000 people, for starters. That's my first big goal. But there's a few different ways that I do that. So a financial goal, I'd like to be able to, first of all, equal and then double my husband's current income level, so that will take the financial pressure off him, because he has financially supported our family for such a long time, and it gave me the capacity to be a stay-at-home parent, which I wouldn't have had if he hadn't been there and hadn't been a reliable income earner. I wouldn't have had that luxury. So that's something that I want to do for him and for us. But so one of my big drivers is one of my things that I do within my business is I teach people how to create effective vision boards, because I think they're so important for starters. But it also, when you get into those dark spaces where you feel like there's nowhere forwards, if you've got something that you're striving for, it will help you to push beyond that dark space. And there's a little girl who I know who was a similar age to my daughter, who committed suicide a couple of years ago, and it really rocked me. I went to school with her mum. I haven't seen her mum since then, so but it just rocked me to the core that this little country kid was bullied so much that she took her own life. And and I don't want. And the thing is that happens to people in different areas all the way along. Somebody tried to bully me this week in an email, for goodness sake. Like, it was just ridiculous. But those negative impacts, and when we get into that tough space, and then it's hard to see forwards. If you've got something like a vision board, there's a physical reminder outside of just your own thoughts as to the things that you're striving for and the things that you're looking forward to being able to do. It helps when stuff gets hard.
So being really clear on your why, so it's putting it visually as to your why. Yeah, great tip. Yeah. And like looking at building the business to that level, what do you need to do differently to bring more awareness to it? Because obviously you need more people, so you need more clients.
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah. So what are your next steps within, say, your marketing or that sort of thing to bring more awareness? Do you need to refine your message more, or do you need to get more people? What way, cart, horse, how does it go?
Both, all of it.
All at the same time. So that's what I mean. It's just like, because we do look at it and we go, oh my God, how do I get my name out there? Yeah. So what's next for you?
So next for me really is about lifting my own personal profile in terms of, because the business is me. I am not at the point where I'm taking on extra people yet. And when I do, the first things that I will get people to do within the business, other than, the paperwork and that sort of stuff. But in terms of actually representing my business to the general public, the first thing I'll get people to do is to run more of these vision board workshops within schools and outside, because I'm doing both. Obviously slightly different ways that's happening, but that would be one of the things that I would outsource first, because it can get my content out to multiple people in that way. But right now my goal is to lift my profile so that more people will come in and take on my services and I can help them, because I want to be able to help people. That's what drives me.
And what do you believe that you need to do differently to do that?
Let go.
Let go. No, but to bring up your personal profile, what do you need to do differently?
Oh, look, I need to get much more consistent with the way that I'm posting.
Consistency.
Oh, completely. And it's something I'm very conscious that I haven't been overly consistent with the way I've been promoting myself beyond my immediate networks. In terms of, I live near Toowoomba, just like west of Brisbane, up in Queensland. Locally within Toowoomba area, I felt like I'm fairly well known. I now am actually meeting people who go, oh, you're the Dreams Lady.
Oh, how awesome, the Dreams
That's
Lady.
A bit nice.
That's a little, but that's a little catchphrase, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Terri, the Dreams Lady. How awesome. Yeah, because I know myself and Sarah, Sarah, that I work quite closely with. Somebody said just recently, you're like my best friends in business. And we went, ooh, that's kind of,
that's very
Sarah
cool.
and Carmen, your best friends in business. It's like, okay, yeah. So, when you have an ear for hearing it, when other people say some stuff to you, if that's what they're hearing and making it mean, if they're your ideal client, sometimes it can be expanded or whatever, but it can have bones to it. So pay attention to that one, the Dreams.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's about bringing more awareness, building up your personal brand, and is it refining your message for you too?
Oh, definitely. And that's one of the things. One of the, my list of things to work on right now is massive, growing every day, because with I've had to pivot quite a lot in terms of what I expected of myself and how I can grow my business since my health stuff and then the COVID stuff and everything else that's that's been happening this year. Yeah. 2020 has, I know a lot of people have kept saying, 2020, this is not what was on my vision board. Really? How clear are you? Didn't you ask for more time at home with your family? You want to slow down? Didn't you want to be able to go for a walk with your dog every afternoon? Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. That's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But this time for me has been very much about a pullback, self-reflection. How do I go forwards? I kind of see every challenge that the universe, we're like a rubber band, and when we say that we want something, the universe will go, well, I'm going to stretch you. And how far can I stretch you until you break? And if you're not going to break, then I'll release you and let you launch forwards. And that's what I see a lot of people are going through at the moment. Some people have been stretched and they've broken because, or their business has broken, not necessarily them. Unfortunately, in some cases, sometimes it has been them. But,
Yeah.
you know, this whole challenging time that we've all gone through, it's the universe stretching us to see how much we actually want what we say we want, and how much we can then launch forwards later on.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Absolutely. So tell me about who is your ideal client? Like if you were to put in a couple of sentences and describe your perfect ideal, you know, avatar is the jargon name, but ideal client, who is that?
So she's a mum in business who's got kids who are probably primary school and above, so that she's got a little bit more time freedom. And she's wanting to, she's got some stuff started, and she's kind of hit a bit of a brick wall, and she knows that she wants to go to the next level and is willing to actually take on help and advice to actually get there.
And what's her urgent problem? You often hear me talking about the Panadol problem. So what in your mind is her urgent, you know, search it in Google in the middle of the night problem?
It's often around how she can take, I don't know how to actually word this up at the moment, but she's got a business that's like this and she wants to grow it, but it's not sure which element to grow. Like she's probably got a bunch of ideas, but it's working out which idea to focus on next so that she doesn't just spread herself too thinly in amongst all of the other requirements in terms of keeping the family going in whatever that looks like for her, keeping a business going that's already humming along, but then what the next steps are and how to effectively take those next steps. So, oftentimes it'd be around Googling different services and you know, what's out there and all those sorts of things. But also looking at what her true connecting, if it's not already, connecting her business to her purpose. Because if you're connected to your purpose as you go.
How do you know your purpose?
So what I found is, I've got to actually, let me just pull it off the wall here. It's a graphic that I found.
Because it's the thing you hear a lot of people saying, I just want to live my purpose. I'm curious.
What I love is this concept of the Ikigai, right? So this, don't mind the quality of the thing over here. This was literally just stuck on my, blue tack to my wall just now. So if anyone who hasn't actually seen this yet, the Ikigai, so this is a westernized version of a Japanese concept, right? And the Ikigai talks about, I don't know how well you can read that with the thing here, but the yellow circle is about what you love. The red or pink circle is about what the world needs. The blue circle is about what you can be paid for. And this green circle is what you're good at. Now, in amongst there, you've got all these crossovers where you've got things like your mission and your passion. Yeah, exactly. But that little section in the middle where all four of those things meet, that's your Ikigai. That's what will light you up, what you will. And
your Ikigai?
Yeah. So it's Ikigai. It's a Japanese word.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Your sweet spot.
Exactly. So I saw this diagram the first time I don't know how long ago, probably about 6 or 8 years ago. A friend of mine posted on his Facebook group, and I just scrolled on by, looked at that, and went, oh yeah, some hoo-ha, whatever, right? Because that's where my mindset was at the time. And then when I came back and he posted it again, and I saw it, and it was literally like a light bulb moment for me, because I realised that the stuff that I love to do with helping people to identify what it is that they want, how they can go to the next level, supporting, helping people realise how freaking amazing they really are, and owning the fact that we've all got to, owning your own strengths, and then working with those strengths to launch your business up to the next level or to whatever it is for you, right? And even things like, setting your boundaries in place, knowing, being okay with going, no. How many women do you know struggle to say that word? Me included, it has been. I'm getting better at it, a lot better. So my husband, he doesn't like it quite that much.
let's okay.
You do.
X-rated video.
I'm not talking X-rated. I'm talking about like the shit in the house. Like, no, you made that mess. You clean it up. He's a wonderful human being. It's not like I'm in some kind of, I'm not living under his thumb. But
thank God we're near the end of this interview.
Yeah, well, you and I could go anywhere with this conversation.
That's not good. So let's
Yes.
change tack slightly because we do only have a
Yes.
couple of minutes. What's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done within your business?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't do spontaneous things all the time because I see the idea and I go, yep, that works. It fits with my ego. Let's go. Because here's the thing, right? So let me explain that. Napoleon Hill has a quote that I'm about to really mess up, but it basically says that
Something like
something along the lines of successful people, once they have all the information, make decisions quickly and change them slowly. Unsuccessful people change them quickly, make decisions slowly and change them quickly.
okay.
Right? So for me, once I got really clear on my vision, really clear on what I want to create and how I'm going to create that, when I get all the information, and I can literally, it can be a split second. I've got all the information that I feel I need. I've read through this contract or whatever. Yes, it's going to give me what I want. Yes, I'll sign up. You know, or yes, I'll invest this time, or yes, I'll do that thing. If it fits with my broad picture vision, which is what I talk about all the time with my clients and in my workshops, if it fits and the information works, then and so a lot of people will see that as me being spontaneous, but in reality, there's this whole lot of work that's gone into beforehand, so I can make the decision quickly and I stick to it.
Because you know now you've tapped into where it is, what you're going, and
exactly.
it's an easier decision. Does that feel right? It's done. Cool.
Yeah,
so what's next for you?
Feeling right.
No, but does it feel right towards my goal? I have my goal there. I have my Ichi guy. Is it feel right? Does it fit in this? Yeah, done.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's next for you in your business?
So my next stage is I'm taking my vision board workshops into, I'm developing that up to become a retreat because it has been run as a shorter, like single day workshop.
Yeah.
I promote it as a half day, but it's really more like about 6 hours. So it's not a half day.
No, that's a full day. That's a full day. What do you do?
So, and the other thing I've done is where I was working primarily one-on-one with clients, I've now started, and only just started, working in group masterminds that I run, where it's a once a week small group, still only 4 people to 4 businesses and me in the group, where we all work together and draw on that combined intelligence to actually help take our businesses from where they are up to that next level. So it's about support, it's about coaching, it's about accountability, it's about brainstorming, it's getting feedback. You know, there's a whole sort of collection of things that come into that mastermind stuff. But it's something that I really, really love to do, and it's something that's the mastermind is what I'm expanding right now, and taking the vision board workshops into a longer retreat thing.
And how would to expand them into bigger groups? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I'm not really sure how far that's going to go to from there, because masterminds in their essence work best when you've got a small committed group. So I'm at this point, I don't have plans to go into big group work, anything.
Yeah.
The vision board retreats could turn into probably, 10 or 15 perhaps, if I've got staff that can help me run that. To begin with, they will be, sort of 4 to 6 people as well as in a maximum, because it will be just me within like a chef and a couple of those sorts of things. It won't be, because I don't have the staff yet to help me grow that forwards. And in terms of
chicken egg, I need more income to get the staff.
Exactly.
More people need to know who I am for me to get more income to get the staff. So it's very important to choose one and focus on that.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. And so it's about how I can grow that forwards, but also too at the moment, I literally haven't found anybody that I've even met yet that I want to headhunt to bring into my business. Because their skill sets are so. It's about finding people who are complementary, but also have some of the similar skill sets to me. Like you can find people who either have. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation.
Cool. I know. Yes. I'm just looking at the time again. So how can people contact you, Terri, if they wanted to contact you? What's the best way to contact you?
I'm more than happy for people to simply just send me a private message through Facebook. I'm more than happy to. you know, I think I've proven here that I'm happy to have a chat.
A little bit.
I think you and I were probably related in a past life.
What do you mean? I've hardly said a word.
Have you looked at that title that's up above your head?
Oh, so talk about that.
Communication.
Look, Terri, it has been my honor to have a chat with you, and I know that in the groups that we've had a chat that there'll be so much value, and it's always phenomenal to see people that are in business, but that they're real people. I don't know about you, but I had an illusion years ago that, you know, oh, they were way up here. I remember my partner saying to me once, I'm going, oh, they're all corporate. And I was the state manager of a recruitment company at the time. And he went, you do know you're corporate, right? And I go, what are you talking about? Because I was still just this little Irish waitress. It was like, what? So we have this illusion of a gap. And it's that's my intention with these interviews, is to bring forward no, we're all real people. And if we can do this, so can you. And we all have our own stuff going on. But let's give some hints and tips and help each other to all achieve and collaborate.
Absolutely.
Together.
Absolutely. The more that we help each other, the more we all, that whole rising tide lifts all ships. It's so true.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah, because it never mind anything else, it lifts, like someone else is succeeding. So it lifts how we feel, and so then we can succeed better regardless of whether we're connected in business or not.
When we let go of our own shit, as you say.
Oh yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to end it for now today. But again, thank you so much. It's been my honor to have you on here.
Thank you.
And I know we'll have lots of chats.
Oh, yeah. You're not. I have your mobile number. You are not getting rid of me.
Okay, guys. So it's bye for me.
Thank you, Carmel.
Bye.